his computer, and it's going. Welcome to the Miracle Group meeting party we have today.
Welcome, everyone.
Our drinks ready.
Thanks for joining us live or on Zoom. We had a beautiful mentoring session this week that's recorded and is being loaded on the library of MTM. And that was interviewing of me. And Brian, another MTM member, interviewed me and asked me how God played the most important role in my success in life. And it was very fun to share. It was great. I'm not sure if my sister is on this call. My sister called me immediately and said, as soon as that gets loaded onto MTM, I'm having both my niece and my nephew, both my children listen to it right away. They're adult children. So I thought that was good that she felt that it was that compelling of a story to share with her children, my niece and nephew.
So we have certain questions everyone will be asked. So if you wish to talk about your faith-based success, you're more than welcome to do so. So the questions are, of course, the introduction of oneself. And then we also ask the question, how does someone pray? And another question is, what do you like to share you wish to have known earlier in life? So that helps all of us when we have a library of over 100 talks.
Right.
So and we can stand on everyone's shoulders and use these things right away, because we were looking at the Bob Proctor video this week, and he said, I mean, it's really listen to someone, what he has to say, and then copy them. And I just want to open,
so when somebody
listen to successful people, do exactly as they tell us, and then we win.
So it's that simple. And so I grew this group meeting for 6 years, and we've had a lot of wins, and we call it gains in our little workbook. We call it our gains, and we have been gaining or winning regularly. And just even Bob Proctor, the first time I ever heard Bob Proctor's name was on The Secret, the movie The Secret. And he was interviewed in that movie, The Secret. And I had taken one notebook around the world with me. I bought it actually but when I got in Scotland. And I set out to the dollar store next to the hotel and said, I'm going for a notebook, and it has to be nice and bright because of my luggage. And I got this beautiful pink and white polka dotted notebook. It was for the exact price that I had in my pocket. And I said, in it, I'll record things. And one thing I recorded was notes from all around and people I heard on the way, or people mentioning, or books I read. And on this page the other day, this week, I opened it up and I was just reading through, and I was listening to the most winning lady. I told you all to watch that 11-minute video, the lady who won 5,000 contests just for motivation. And she did it all with the belief of Napoleon Hill and Earl Nightingale. And as I was watching it, it finished up after 11 minutes. Sylvia was sitting next to me. And then all of a sudden on the screen came Bob Proctor talking. And on my page, the only name of all the notes I had was the name Bob Proctor that I had written while I was on the trip a year and a half ago. So the universe can actually answer and bring to you it was a note to go look him up and watch something on him. And my computer could just automatically sync to what was on this page written. The only name was Bob Proctor, and they put his video on. So I did what was fun, look up this lady winning, and then the Bob Proctor just came up right after it. So we thought that we would take and do some asking. So what is manifesting? That was the question that JJ would like us to every time remind people, what is manifesting? Manifesting is when you have a clear desire, a very clear desire, and that you understand something very important about the entire universe, and that is everything's already here. So God tells us that he is now the same as he will be in the future as present and in the past. So what does that really mean? Everything's already here. Energy just transports and comes back. When rain is evaporated up, it rains back down. We're in a closed environment. What that means is everything's already here with us. Everything, every win, every success, every desire, every passion of the heart, all the all-knowing, it's already here. And when we tune in and take a moment to empty, or clear our mind, clear our hearts, and to be in sync with the oneness of consciousness. And we were speaking, to add on to last lesson we got together, we were talking about this word consciousness, or get more conscious. Let's rephrase that. There's only life force, which is forever, was then, will be forever, is now. Life force, consciousness. And it's that circle of life, like Disney talks about. It just is. It's conscious life. It just is. We're all part of this oneness of this circle. And each of us, including in this Zoom call and in this room, the only difference is with our background trainings and where we came from, it's our view of life force, this view of consciousness. That's the only difference between any of us, is we hold a different view, kind of like an elevator shaft going up. One person looking out the front window, one person looking out the back door, one person going on the second floor looking out, one person looking on the rooftop. And we all have a different view of this same thing called consciousness. So when we use the term get more conscious, the fact is we already are completely conscious. We can change our view, we can enhance our view, we can look out a different window, we can ask each other how they perceive life in different ways at different times in different places. So we already are 100% conscious, so that's wonderful. We're completely enlightened, that's wonderful, it's already here. The package doesn't get any more wrapped, it's wrapped perfectly, and each of us might have a different preference of a bow color, though we come with the bow and the cherry already on top. So what is manifesting? Manifesting is calling forth in declaration what already is here and has been here and will always be here from the beginning of time. Another analogy or parable that we can use is many people have safety deposit box in a bank. And some people, the grandparents, have those safety deposit boxes and they sit there. And you might have been given the key a long time ago. It might be in trust for you, or it could be laying in a drawer. A lot of people just keep their keys in the drawer. That box is full of great things. It's up to you to go get and open the box. And then it's also up to each of us individually to go take the contents out of the box and go do something with it. So we're all conscious, and then we mentioned our subconscious, and then we call it super conscious, which is the God power. Well, life force exists, and we're all part of it if we're breathing right now. And if we're all breathing right now, we're conscious. And we all have different views of this consciousness. And then we have this raw power available to everybody. We call it the puppy power. We're having fun talking about puppy power. That's our subconscious. And that subconscious can be trained anew in every moment. Or it's the same putty, like silly putty, that's you played with as a child and you left it in that form. So many people, we have beliefs that have been silly putty, left in a certain form, or stamped, like we used to take a newspaper and pick up a cartoon or something off that paper, and then it would stay there until, guess what, the next day you put it together again and made something else with the silly putty. So our lives are waiting, raw puppy power, our subconscious, to be remolded every day. Remolded, like art. We have an artist here in the room. You repaint stuff sometimes, right? You paint over a canvas?
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh. And so you enjoyed it for a while, or you tried something, and now you're going to try something completely new with the same canvas. I have a daughter who's an artist, the same thing. She actually, jewelry, another thing, right? Sometimes you take apart your jewelry and then you restring it together, beads, or you have a new creation. Marianne, right? People bring in their gold and their silver, right, to your jewelry store. And then what do you do with it? Yeah, something fresh, something new, something exciting, add things to it, possibly resize it, because our size changes. So, and it might be a ring that was from somebody, and now you want to take some stones and make it for the next generation, or add some color to it, or some different characteristics. So like silly putty, the super conscious is able and ready to be reworked as a canvas, reworked as jewelry, reworked as silly putty or Play-Doh. And yet we think, oh, it's stuck in our subconscious. Stuck. It's just laying there. It's totally just the putty. It's totally ready to just be reworked in every day. So we can understand raw power, that subconscious is just raw power, puppy power, ready, wagging its tail every day to do the next great thing. That's why asking becomes so important with our manifesting. Asking, declaring, knowing our desires, our goals, call it whatever you'd like. Petitioning, in the Bible, we talk about prayer and petition, where we're actually using declarative statements. And then we're checking our statements and seeing, is that really hitting the target? So I'll go back to the very simple example of, if you want to be a certain ideal weight, are you saying my ideal weight is 117 pounds, or are you saying I'd like to lose weight? Well, the universe, the minute you say lose, the universe is lost, because the universe, remember we said it's always the same, it was the same, it's now the same, it's going to be the same in the future. God is the same and always will be and always was. So all we're doing is declaring a new weight for this moment. So your ideal weight in this moment is what you're telling the universe to produce. So be aware of our words. If we're trying to get better at something, the universe says, better? How about just tell me what you are to be good at now? Today I'm good at this. This year I'm good at this. This moment I'm choosing to be great at this. So when we're good at something and we declare our greatness in it, the universe has to match it. The subconscious is only what we call digging ditches. And when we dig ditches or make an action step or make a declaration step, the universe is going to fill it. It's already here. It's going to produce that thing because it's already here. Everything is already in front of us, available to us. We are resourceful, and the resources are available. So it goes back, and in the interview that we did, and that, I guess maybe that was what my sister, we haven't yet discussed it, but we will soon, of what she enjoyed. Though I said, as a child, the one thing that I always said is there's only one answer, and that's yes. And there's only one power, and that's absolute God. And when you're having an absolute power and only a yes answer, then it makes things very simple. And when you believe that there's that much power that can be like silly putty molded to your yes in every moment, and you can change it in every moment, then the yes becomes very real. So yes, yes, yes. That's the only possibility. So be aware if you're creating multiple possibilities, and when you're doing it, that's like the two trees. Remember the other tree that has the verses, good versus evil, and if you turn the word evil around, it's just live, the tree of life. So if we're playing in our own illusion, then be fully aware that your own illusion is just that. It's only an illusion. Be completely aware of the illusions that we're allowing in and creating and challenging ourselves. So Marianne, do you remember the illusion or the variety that you created in New York when your jewelry was, when the jewelry was taken, or the stuff way back when, right? Yeah. And you shared with me this week when we got together, and we've been knowing each other for many years, but like 6 years ago, you said, and please share that because it was so empowering. What was the most important thing that you learned from all this? And I'll kind of prompt you on that. And you said, it's all me. It's all me. I own it all.
Yeah, that I'm responsible for it all. Yes, absolutely. And that's the good and the bad.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it's all fun.
Yeah.
Because once you know that you have a silly putty,
that you can recreate. You just continue to create.
So, and remold it.
And so that stuff that was stolen, I just kind of went on and have done more marvelous and other things instead.
Right. And it gets better and better every day.
Yeah.
And like in this time.
The materials are totally different, and that the designs are different, much more evolved.
So it seems so important in that moment that those were valuable things, right? And then now, it's a whole new environment. Yeah. So I love the fact that you shared that the one thing that the Miracle Group really helped you with was owning it all. It's all me.
Yes.
That was my silly putty. I created it. Even if things were stolen from me, even if things were broken in front of me, even if there was illness, somehow my energy field was picking something up, remolding something, doing something, but it was all me. And that is, I call it the pivoting point. And I'm glad that you shared that with me because it is in that moment, like Marianne said, it was, and I'll quote you a little bit. You said, to think that here I am, let's say 6 years later, totally understanding and owning it, totally, because 6 years ago, they stole it from you.
Yeah.
Instead of you putting yourself in a position to be, quote unquote, illusionarily messed with. So in this group, for the new people that are joining, the they, she, he, or it is dropped. It's all me. I allow, I allowed, I allowed, I allowed. My energy field allowed, allowed, and allowed. And when you own it all, it's all me, it's all me, it's all me. You realize that when you open your drawer in your desk and you look at your contract for your marriage, you look at your contract for your car, you look at your contract for your house, whose signature is on all of it?
Yours.
One signature, yours. So business deals, bank accounts, every single paper in there is signed by you. And if you signed it, even if after your signature, there's other signatures, you agreed those people could be on your paper with you. You walked into that room and you signed everything. And so when we own it all and realize, okay, I give myself permission to change, like the silly putty. If this combination of people should be moved on, then that's okay. So God is our supply for everything. And when we understand that there's more supply, there's always an abundance of everything. If the universe was set up this way. So let's thank God first for everything. That's what Jesus did when he fed the 5,000 out of the air. Let's just take that parable, and this is how the universe is set up. So let's just listen to that parable. He did it twice. He fed 4,000, one parable, he fed 5,000, actually a miracle, 2 miracles. So when he did it, the first thing he did was thank you, God. So he went forth in total expectation. So again, when we talked about the class that we took together, the advanced class of the absolutes, the 7 absolutes really set us up to understand this, that God set this universe up before man got here. The sooner we understand what the rules were, what ball we should bring to the game, how many quarters are being played, as soon as we understand that this universe was set up, and if we understand how it was set up, we can play beautifully in it. So what did Jesus do? First, he gave praise and thanks. Thank you, God, it's already done. He acknowledged that it's already here. Everything was, everything is, and everything always will be. Here, right now. He understood it. The fish are somewhere in this universe right now, and I can call them in with my own words in his declaration. So he thanked, he praised and thanked because it was already done. The second thing is he made an exact declaration. He said, thank you for feeding these people, right? And he thanked his Heavenly Father that things would be provided. And when he thanked that the provision would be made, right? And then he said, okay, let's go collect the provision, right? So they got baskets and they went around, and it was very interesting because these baskets went around and they fed everybody, fed all of our desires. All of our desires were met. And then he said, let's do even something greater. Now that we're all full and joyful, like at the end of one of our miracle group meetings, let's send the baskets around again. And what came back was more than even what went out. 11 full baskets, full after everybody ate, full baskets. So everybody was satisfied, plus there's 11 extra baskets. So each of us have the opportunity to be full and have 11 extra baskets of every desire that our heart has. Are we asking? That's the real question. Are we declaring? Are we asking? Are we using that silly putty in every moment? Are we moving ourselves around to look with different views at this consciousness? And that's what we're playing with every single time. And each of us have a different view. 6 years ago, Marianne, when we had that conversation together, I remember sitting on my stairs and you were telling me what just happened to you in New York. And you had a view in that moment, right? And you can remember how that view felt. And I remember that night. Yeah. And so now you're in a different view.
Yeah.
You have a different view of this entire thing called life's consciousness. And it's wonderful. It's got a wonderful view. And Debbie, we can say the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we got together when we first met and you had a hiccup in your view.
Yes. Yes.
And when we just reworked it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
it's the same consciousness, it's the same life, you're in the same house, you're in the same room, you're in the same thing. And so share for 1 second, and you shared it on the way in here. What was the epiphany that even now you just said to me coming in? You said, there's one thing that you learned to do, and that is what with your mouth?
Is I've learned to, specifically in relationship with my husband, especially being in quarantine for a couple months now, is I just learned to keep my mouth shut. And I don't have to comment on every single thing that he says and does, and it's a lot better. And the more I keep quiet, the more he keeps off of me. So it works out well.
So we're practicing time in, everybody. What that time in means is a little different than what's going on in the media. What time in? Time in means time in with your inner self. What improvements, what views can you change up a little bit? What silly putty can you remold in your own life? And the gorgeous thing about what you're just saying, that you kept your mouth shut, it gave you time in, and to allow the perfection that's happening around us to just happen. And this is the second biggest nugget, and you'll win when you receive this win. When you would rather be joyful than right,
Yes.
please rather be joyful than right. Let everybody else be right. Because if you're defending yourself, there is a master class if you join Million True Millionaires, and it is called Mastering Defensiveness. And that was something that we shared together, and that is just set down the blame. Set it down. The parable in the Bible is, who's going to pick up the first stone and toss it? He that thinks that in their whole life they have zero blame, then throw the first stone. That's what Jesus said. And it was funny because one after another, they left. Everybody left. Why? Because can we set down the blame? Set the rocks down. Why are we throwing them at each other? You're married to him. You live in the same space. Isn't it nice to just set them down? Like you said, go in your room and smile and put your music on, or paint a picture, or do a dance. When we can set it all down. And this is the joy, that when we've set it down, miracles have just happened for each of us. We just set it down. And I know, Oscar, you just recently were in this house negotiation, right? And you said it then in the car. You're kind of like, I just have to let this car go, right? You flew up to Chicago, you had to set it down. And when you set it down, you know that the abundance is so miraculous that when you declare it'll come back tenfold, 100-fold, it's on its way right now because it's already here. And soon you'll be able to see it. What we're really developing is that we see it now, that we each can see our desires and our declarations now. So tonight we decided that it's time to do some more askings, as we shared gains, satisfactions the other day. The last meeting, 2 meetings ago, satisfaction. Last meeting was our miracle stories. And today, and we're going to imprint again, everybody, and we're going to imprint on focus wheel number 32 if you've got the focus wheel workbooks. And it's going to be, I only listen to God and my all-knowing. So one more thing that I wanted to share, and everybody in this room, I believe possibly one person here hasn't heard this yet, but the only way God can work with you is alone. So David went alone in front of Goliath. Marianne, you just experienced this, right? You were the only employee they kept. Okay, during this time. So all the sales had to be up to Marianne for the whole company. So when you have one salesperson, you were it, and you worked it alone, and it went just fine. So understand that God set this universe up. One of the things to bring the right ball to the game is you are going to be working with God alone. I saw you playing your violin in the parking lot, right? How many people are playing the violin with you? Just you. You're playing alone. God is working with Esther in front of the king alone. He's working with each of us, and the universe was set up. That's why when Jesus hung on the cross, right, he didn't take his disciples to get hung with him. He went there and got hung alone. There were other people doing other things, the other 2 people on the cross. They did not come with him. They were not part of his club. They were not part of the discipleship. They were not part of his church. They were other people on the cross. He walked his walk alone. He carried his burden alone. He carried his cross. And we're going to use that word burden, but in a different way. He carried his purpose, and he carried it alone. And each of us have to go, he said, this is my cup, and only I can drink it. We're so busy trying to get somebody else to enjoy our cup or share our cup or give us money or, give us time. This life experience was set up so each of us would have this view in this moment, and you're going to drink your cup alone.
And some people have a whole cup collection of other people.
Yeah, they bring all these other people and want them to pour the cups together and all that. And so it's okay, Marianne. It was okay to spend those 6 weeks alone selling, right?
Oh, it was great.
Okay, right. Right. And Donna, you've been home, you just said, right? You've been painting. You told me you're gardening. Was it okay to do it alone?
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great. So when we go around and it's great and we're satisfied and we tell the universe we're so satisfied in this moment, that the universe is, okay, they're past that. Now they're ready for the next layer. Okay, I'm so satisfied with this. Okay, now the next layer. So let's take all the big stories of the Bible. Moses, when he went up to the top of the mountain to see God, he went alone. He came down glowing. Remember, he was alone. When Ruth left Moab, she left and she went alone. She was the only Moabite that came with her. 0 of her people came. She was going with her mother-in-law, a Jewish lady, back. And she came out of her country all alone. And she even said, go back to your people, go back to your people. She says, hey, your God will be my God. I'm here to help you. Your ways are my ways. So be prepared right up front that when you're going to play this game, you're going to be playing it in the moment alone. And that's the great thing, because that's when that energy connection happens. So free up your mind and set it all aside and free up this whole need to have a whole big audience or group of people or whatever it is. When you go in front of God, I heard this, the greatest thing, Bob Proctor on his thing, he was saying that when you want to buy a house, tell the realtor to leave, take your bedroom slippers and a book, tell them to come back in an hour. They can sit out on the bench or whatever. You're going to sit in that house and you're going to try out every chair. And you're going to read your book a little bit. You're going to put your feet up and you're going to go to the bathroom in the bathroom, whatever it is. And you're going to experience this alone with God. If that's your biggest thing, if you're going to go get a new job, you might want to walk up the stairs. So if there's people in the elevator, etc., you're walking alone in those stairs and you're doing your prayer, your mantra, your affirmations, however you want to call your declaration that's happening. When you're in front of the mirror in your bathroom, you're alone, you're speaking to yourself and your God alone, and you're making your affirmative statements. This is how it works, guys. The 7 absolutes, the game was set up. Now it's interesting because you're calling and declaring it alone, and then it takes that second energy. So after you've gotten it so clear and you called forth, when David went in front of Goliath, he spoke about Goliath and to Goliath as he was walking down the valley. And I had the opportunity to go in Israel to see where David and Goliath in the valley was. And he came out in the morning and at night. So this is a great idea. If you want to make a note down, your affirmation should be done twice a day. It worked very well for them. And right in front of the mirror, speak it out loud. And as David was walking down, he said, as of this day, you are mine, Goliath. I will sever your head from your body. Your body will be eaten by the birds. This is a 14 to 17-year-old boy declaring exactly what's going to happen. His goal was so clear. And he said, as I serve the God of Israel, the only other person he was talking about is him and the God of Israel. As he was bending down, picking up just a few little stones, it only took him one. And that's when we had another meeting, JJ, if you remember, we were talking about the all-knowing. And that's what we're speaking about here coming up. The all-knowing shows up when you're in that kind of connection. In that moment that you're that connected, it's only going to take one stone to bring him down. And he didn't even take a sword with him. So he knew he was going to use Goliath's sword. And he took the sword back as his prize possession. So Goliath's sword was huge. And so he knew he was going to take his own head off, Goliath's head, with Goliath's sword and bring it back. Go forth in that much confidence. That's the way this universe is set up. It's for us to know that we're going to have the number one sales, that we're going to sell whether it's only us selling, and be prepared to be the only one on the job. Because that's how the universe is set up. And Jesus had 2 boys come up to him, his 2 men, 2 disciples, and they said, oh, let us sit on the right hand and the left hand of you in heaven. And he said, that's my cup. I'm doing it alone. It's already up to my Father. He's got it all set up.
So let us make a distinction. There's 2 things. So yes, we wish to have everyone around us for our agreement. However, the asking goes directly to God. So we can play in our sandbox and invite people and have our seconding energies. That is all very beautiful and like really mutual and mandatory. However, like what I wanted Carissa to talk about in this meeting especially is a reminder of who do we ask? I mean, yes, we can share our excitement, and that's why I wish today that we all share our biggest asking we have in the moment, that we can all give the second energy. However, when we ask our asking, it's not, Carissa, can you please give me? It's
Right.
like, God, can you please give me?
Yeah.
And then we see the miracles unfold. So when we ask today, you can ask as big, as wild as you wish. Take a piece of paper, take your notebook, and then start thinking about what is the biggest asking you have in this very moment. Because I know when we come together in a year from now, or even earlier, that all of these askings will be done and fulfilled. And we did that before, and I still have to reveal that the list we did before the trip.
Yeah.
And we want to go through
We've
the
done
list.
it so many times over the course of 6 years. And remember, the bigger you're asking, the more energy the universe can hand over.
And
the universe likes big stuff.
Detail,
so as much fun
emotion.
as the little parking spots are, and as much fun as the little paycheck is, or getting, we met with James Stevens and Sylvie, and they got their $1,200, the little government check, and they were so happy, you know, that they got that one thing. So let's just ask for the bigger amounts. Let's ask for the bigger checks. Let's ask for the bigger support, whatever word you want to use. And remember, we're God traders. We are asking God for this. And I really, yes,
at this moment, however, now it's time to
I really share that everybody remember, life is like a piece of paper that you're folding in half. And on one side of the paper are the little sticky notes, the 5 things you're going to do as 10-star experience, or the 10 things you can do. The other side should be totally covered with everything God's going to do for you. All right. So the list is, these are things like going to the post office. These are things like getting a new car that you can do. The other thing over here are huge things that God can do. God can transform lives. God can bring the wealth for your retirement in. God can bring peace and harmony in your home. God's going to do the list. So I watch people do this all the time. The how is up to God. Why? Because he's got every tool. And the joy should be in seeing how he delivers. It should be our biggest joy to laugh, right? And who would have thought that to be the best salesperson, right? He just removed all the other salespeople. You're the best anyways, even with all the people, though. It's just fun, right? Well, I guess I'm best this week again. Top saleswoman. There only is me. So in this time where people have removed 80 people out of an organization, right? It's amazing that, number one, when you've kept your position, number two, how we can have joy in it, gardening or doing these events, and make sure that that side that is God's is cram-packed, because everything is up to him. And this side should be being added to and being added to and being added to. And our only asking from God to us is stay in joy and leave it all up to me. Leave it on the altar. So when we fill up the second side of all what we're asking God for, leave it on the altar. And you can then scream, remember me, God, with your hand on your paper or your book. Remember me, God. These are my askings. Remember me, God, in our notebooks. And that's the joy. So does everybody really understand the difference between God trading and horse trading? So God trading is asking God for everything, knowing that he will be the supply. He bought your house, Oscar. He bought your car, Oscar. You're only trading with God. That's it. You're only trading with God. He brought your health back with you, the two of you, right? It's you and he alone. You're trading. He buys your furniture when it's for sale. He comes with you to the car dealership when you're buying a new car. It's your God trading. And he is going to make that happen and reveal great things all continually. So just like when I signed the 12-month lease for my daughter, and yet I said, God, I'm here for 10 months. Please, I'm asking for a 10-month lease. Now, I signed the 12-month lease. The steadfast faith in me was able to forget about it and know that God will, at the end of the lease, somehow end that lease at 10 months. And at 9 months and 22 days, he called me, he had the realtor call up and say, I'll take that place back from you. I have somebody else to rent it. I made 0 phone calls because I already made a contract with God. Now remember, all the goofy contracts we've made are still on too. The burnt cookie batch contracts, the fear contracts, the, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Those contracts are still going until you redeclare an absolute abundant win, a steadfast faith action. That's why that list is so, and then you got to leave it there to God. You got to leave it there to God. So we talk about oneness. Now you don't really know why we're saying we're all one, because when you go and receive from your creator, guess how it's going to come? Only to you, only connected to your creator. You're going to be the recipient of your desire, alone with God. So take it to him alone. When you're really on your knees in prayer, take it to him alone. Go out in the parking lot. I remember when I had these homeless people, I funded them for 2 days in a hotel, and there were 2 rooms, and I was like, God, you got to do something for these people or with these people. 2 nights for 2 rooms. At that time, my kids were smaller, and I said to them, you go into Office Depot, I'm going to stand in the parking lot. God and I have something to talk about out here. And God, you get those people in a place. You get them in an apartment. Then they can all live together, a house, whatever they all can fit in. You got to do that. The guy told me that he couldn't have anything ready for 3 days. I said, you're going to have to deliver faster than that, God. I know it's here. You show it to me now. And they changed the law in Collier County as I was screaming. And that the law they changed on a Friday at 1:30 in the afternoon was, which is very interesting, was that the place when old people evacuate or the lease goes up, that they can hang a notice on the door and actually get people in immediately versus waiting 3 days. So the place then became vacant. The guy called me back and said, hey, they just changed the law in Collier County and we can actually get those people in the morning. So it was great. I said, well, then you know what? Tonight they're sleeping at your house. And the guy said, well, I have a big yard. I said, perfect. They're camping out in your yard. I took care of it for 2 days. Now it's passed on and it's going to be a blessing this way. So are we going in the parking lot alone or wherever it is alone screaming to God? I know that you're on the roof pressure washing, Yatsik, right? And you do a lot of that alone, talking to God.
Everywhere. I mean, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
It can be below.
Yeah.
There's no place that you can hear you, right?
That's right. So I just know that and for me, vacuuming is like one of the greatest things. It's got that noise on and I'm just talking to God and whatever anybody else is doing, go for it. So my favorite pastime is vacuuming. It really is. For Mother's Day, I actually had
every situation that
I vacuumed the whole house.
Even more than an eye, when the storm is going to hit, like when Irma came, oh, I have to vacuum in the night.
Right.
So everyone was somewhere and Teresa was out in the night vacuuming and getting ready for the hurricane and talking to God, most likely.
That's right. So get to your place where you can just be you and your God and whatever that is. So that's why I since I know a lot of people in the room, I know how that is and where we can go in those spaces and where a lot of us do go, that we can sit and create a space or a moment, even in the chaos. So for me, make it the louder the better. The louder the vacuum cleaner. I actually turned on the vacuum cleaner that steam cleaned the house. So it's the loudest vacuum cleaner I can get. And then that loud noise, and it's just me and God, and we can just talk and sing or whatever it is while we're vacuuming. Get to your place where you and God, so that's one of the absolutes. And again, if you just want it, we're going to have the book come out, but if you want to know the 7 absolutes, it's really simple. Starts with asking. That's what we're doing tonight. We're asking right now. We're going to start. Second thing is edit your words. You have to have the exact focus target, and it has to be the exact way you choose to be instead of losing something or maybe getting there or gaining something. It's exactly what the target is. Number 3, you have to go forth in 100% victory. You have to go forth like David saying, as of this day, you're mine. It's already won. I don't care if I'm 17 or 14 or if I have no knife, I have 3 stones, it's already won. You have to go forth declaring a victory like that. 4 is that you have to go with understanding that if you're a battery charged flashlight, that's why we're here in this group, and it's so important to keep coming and being a part of a group. We're the second charge. A battery flashlight, if there's 1 battery and it calls for 2, 0 lights happening. To have that light on, that second charge, that second go for it girl is so important. And we know this because when we went to Costa Rica and did our retreat, if it was Catherine was the one who suggested the retreat. We got to Costa Rica because Catherine knew of this place. If it would have been dependent on just me, Skyler and I wouldn't have had as much fun, right? But we had so much fun because somebody else put in their energy, and they already had scoped out this place. The food was excellent, the stay was good, the yoga was fun, zip lining, it was just wonderful. And we're so happy that somebody had gone before us and looked at it, and that second energy just came through. So Jesus had 12 disciples around him, and he had that second energy, and he sent them out in pairs of 2. And when Moses went, he asked for Aaron to go with him, his cousin or his brother. He asked for his brother to go with him. And God granted that. And then so when he sent the disciples out, they were in sets of 2 so that they could have that second energy. So remember that when greatness is going to happen to you, the next step of the absolutes is it's going to be oneness. You're going to be one with God, and only you. All the brothers will be left at home, like David's brothers. I'll just be you. So be prepared right now. Just volunteer right up front. Okay, it's going to be me and you, God. I'm the only salesperson. Go for it, right? I got to stay home alone? Fine. I'm going to stay home with all my great glory and joy. All right, so volunteer. And the final thing is steadfast faith. So as much as it says believe in it, I change that word to steadfast faith. That means that because you know that it's always going to, it always was, it always will be, and it is now, and it's always of total abundance. It stays here now. Energy is all here. It's already here. It's always going to be here. You've already won. There's only yes, and there's only one absolute power, and it's God. And when you can really, really, really get that it's all oneness. It's consciousness. We don't have to get conscious. We have to tap into the consciousness that's right in front of us, that we're just viewing from a different angle. And if you need to take 5 steps over and look out a different window, then move over and be willing to be flexible. And Sylvie showed me this funny cartoon, and it was this whole group of people like gathered together and says, who likes change? And everybody raises their hand. And then the second cartoon is, who likes to change? And all the hands are down here. So we have to be the people who love change, who love the different view, who have fun with this puppy energy, this subconscious. Let's just have fun with this raw power. Yeah. And so that the final step is in that steadfast faith is to absolutely to live in the satisfaction. That is the praise, the gratitude, the thanking God, the celebration, the knowing that it's great. It's fun to just be together. We laugh together here. We share. We create things. And why is it? And we've taken this whole month to be satisfied. Why do we be satisfied? Because the universe would like a little feedback from us. And if we're satisfied, it's like, okay, you're satisfied today. And then, okay, now I'm satisfied with this. And then I'm satisfied with that. And then I'm satisfied and I'm satisfied. And when you give the command to the universe that you're satisfied, this really great thing happens. It says, okay, they're ready for more. They're ready for more. They're ready for more. They're ready for more. And you're smiling and you're dancing. They can handle more. They can handle more. They're excited to have more. More money can come in when you have the bank accounts open. That's the digging the ditches. God said, I'm going to give you water. Where am I going to put it? Are your ditches dug? Are you ready? Do you have vessels ready? The taking the oil. Remember the virgins? You had 5 virgins that went out. 5 here that took oil and 5 that didn't have any oil, right? You have to be ready to have the oil. You got to have a purse ready. You got to have a bucket ready, whatever it is. Are our buckets ready? How do we do that? How do we dig those ditches? We absolutely start taking action steps, little fun action steps to receive it now. And that is as simple as picking the colors to your new room, looking at samples, putting stickers in, drawing a doodle that might be of your next situation that you're wishing for. For you, a for sale sign with the sold sign on the thing with a house. If you're selling a house, then visualize a sold sign and paste it all over your wall.
Okay, let's start sharing our biggest asking.
All right, so let's do it.
We can go ahead and share ours while you still think about yours. And then one by one we will do. So we had a great,
We'll go this way.
So we start, we had this great channeling session this morning because our wish is to have another retreat. Channeling?
Channeling.
Yeah, so we wish to have another retreat. So we're asking, okay, what location, what time, and all of these kinds of questions that come with it. And it turned out to be more than that. So it turned out to be like a whole movement that is called Exercise a Beautiful Life. So our biggest asking is that this movement, Exercise a Beautiful Life, and the subtitle is Let's Play Again, or Let's Play Together, something like that, so that we go to different retreats, and we have the number of 5 a year with all our friends, and our
Yeah.
friends can join us for whatever retreat they like, and we go up the coast or we go to different countries, but we make like 5 retreats available a year where we get together and we play. So we have like basically a little
And
lecturing,
Skydra's the tour guide.
a little lecturing, but whoever comes, you have to play.
We have to play badminton. We have to zip line.
Divinely
Anything you can
inspired that
physically do.
everyone who's there is the right person to be there, because everyone brings something and teaches us something. So for example, we envision ourselves in October to be in Arkansas in the hot springs. So whoever wants to join us for that, it's 10 people spots.
Mhm.
So we were sitting in the springs and we're talking about crystals, and then everyone has a crystal and is supposed to go and plant a crystal, and we talk about the crystal energy. And Teresa just went around the world and planted over 43 crystals or 90 crystals in the 43 countries.
Yeah.
So we play, and then we make a toy box. And
Everybody has to make their toy box.
We play an hour before dinner, so go out and
play an hour
and
before
we
dinner.
came up with so many games, and we came up with so many ideas, and we will have like little 10-minute teaching increments in between. So like what we do now for over an hour, it will be like cut down to 10-minute things, and then we act on it. And we go and hike in the wood, and then we read a poem, or stand like a steadfast tree, and then we mimic the tree, and we just be a tree for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So
God says you must be like a child to receive heaven, to really receive it. So we're going to go play
energy, ask, and then asking. Of course, like when we're together, like some retreats will be 1 day, some retreats will
Jumping
be 3
rope.
days, some retreats will be 5 days or up to a week. So in September 2021 will be Costa Rica again.
Skydra's by hot demand by Skydra.
On my birthday, right?
Yes. So we have that, and then Catherine Gardner, she is our tour manager. She will find all the spas for us. So she will choose that. But she already picked hot springs, and for September, Pura Vida, the retreat we did in Costa Rica, has a sister company. Or like another spa in Georgia. So September,
we're gonna go for 3 or 4 days.
Oh, that's nice.
We do 3 nights. Like on Friday,
Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah.
Friday we drive there. Saturday, Sunday, Monday we stay in Georgia in the retreat, and Tuesday we drive back. So we have a lot of fun planned. A lot of fun. So this is our biggest asking, that everyone that is divinely to be inspired to be there will always be there, play with us, and that these kind of retreats just keep on flowing, and we just get together. And even like if someone is in Canada and knows the spa in Canada, when we go to Canada and meet all the people we know in Canada, they can join us on the spa there.
Right, and just keep sharing greatness and goodness,
and just having fun together. So that is like receive joy, next biggest asking of going for.
Right. So everybody take out your journals while we're going around and get your asking pages going.
Yeah, I did like this on the detail page.
So while we're going around, do some of your askings.
Can you explain to some people that are new?
Sure. So just like I took that little piece of paper, we actually have a nice workbook here, and you're welcome. We can mail them to you. And there's boxes, like a gratitude box of what we're grateful for and what we're asking, the large asking, like this new company. So we really want to find out what are the 2020 huge askings. If it's for new inspiration for the year, if it's for a new business. I know that James Stevens has a big thing he's in the midst of calling forth. Why you'd like that great thing, and then a gain or a miracle that happened that you can remember or just came up today. So it can be an old miracle that happened, or something as simple as Sue, just your miracle is like, I'm so glad I couldn't find my car keys. I took my husband's car. She just shared that with us. And when she took her husband's car, there was something on the ground behind her car. When she pulled out, she saw it. She says, oh, I'm so glad I took my husband's car because I would have run it over. So, that instant miracle. So everything, however big or small your miracles are, just make down a note of the miracle. So we mention our miracles. We mention what we're asking God for, what we're going to do tomorrow, the 5 little things, why we're doing our big goals, and what's fun. We make a little note about what's fun. So So that's how we, and then what are we satisfied with?
Okay, let's go on. Sky, what is your next biggest asking?
That's your biggie, so we can pray for you.
Yes, I'm grateful that I have an own house by the end of the lease of this townhouse I live in.
Okay.
Yes.
Own house. Yay, I second that.
Is
Excellent.
Jacek moving in with you?
Is he allowed to?
Is it a detail on the asking?
Part of the whole miracle.
The second part of the whole miracle. Okay. Perfect.
So Jacek, what's yours?
Well, that was the part of the miracle. So this house will appear. Well,
What is your biggest asking?
Well, that's the one, the first step. That would be the house. Yes, let's go with that.
Okay. Oscar, you're sitting right behind.
Biggest miracle.
So I made a decision very recently to start my own business as
Oh,
a
yay,
solar broker. So now I'm working for multiple companies. One of those companies is mine. So I think one of my biggest askings is I'm looking to bring on 20 brand new buying clients by the end of June.
Excellent.
Yes, nice.
Yeah.
Solar panels. Tell us a little. What is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So solar energy. So I sell for the current company I work for, but now I'm as an independent contractor. I'm selling for my own business.
Okay.
So
Yay.
very good.
Yes. Great. Yes. Yeah, that's great. JJ.
Oh my God.
Biggest asking.
My biggest asking that all the travels open up and I can start traveling.
Oh, yes. We're going to that place that was on your TV that time.
Yes, I just want to travel. So,
Okay.
so this summer to open up and I can just feel free to plan trips with Oscar or by myself with friends or whatever it comes up, that I'm able to be free to go somewhere wherever we decide to go or whatever we want to do.
Check out the spas.
And check out all the spots, yes.
Christine.
Oh, yeah, I have so much that I already have, but I'd like to go to New England this summer or this fall.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I wanted to last year so bad. Maybe, oh, I miss it. I wanted my sister. What?
So good.
It's so good.
Not
So
bad.
good.
So
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
wanted
it's
to go so
happening.
good.
We now call it forth.
Yeah.
And we're excited to hear about your great trip when you've done it.
I want to
enjoy every
visit
minute.
my sister-in-law. I want to visit my older daughter's father's brother.
Okay. So
I left it home.
that's okay, but do journal right here in the back.
Okay.
So take a moment and just write about New
I'll take a
England.
sign. What do you say?
So I now declare that I'm so grateful for my trip to New England. That's so exciting. All right. I'm
Next
just
in
gonna
line.
say here,
Okay.
who's biggest?
Yeah, my desire, my greatest asking is to really manifest this music therapy project and really get it rocking. This is something that's been on the works for years, and I've got a lot into it, and it's time to birth it. So that's what we're going for. Yeah, absolutely. Now's the time.
My asking is also in the travel realm, to go away this summer for 1 month. For 1 month, and to take my art supplies and my books and just get away.
Sounds lovely.
Where are you thinking?
Up to North Carolina. I
Where in North Carolina?
like to go up to the mountains.
Ah,
Yeah.
Now she's going
Oh.
I own a vacation rental home in the mountains.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
I already have it.
and also Sue Keenan has a beautiful lake house in North Carolina.
Who?
Sue Keenan.
Sue. Oh, okay.
Make sure you
Yeah.
look her up. Her house is
Okay.
gorgeous.
All right. Great.
And a great lake.
Okay. Thank you.
And she's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know she does. You're in.
I'm on the beach though. There, if she's looking for mountains, Sue's for.
Okay, I'm out, but I only have 3 weeks open in the house.
Everything else. Oh yeah, your biggest asking.
Not complaining.
I want everybody's attention now.
Yeah,
All right,
everyone,
super.
attention to
All right, all
Marianne.
right. So tomorrow I want to find the perfect outdoor comfortable furniture that has like colorful sunbrella fabric on it.
For your
Like-
backyard or your front yard?
For the backyard under the paragola. And
yeah.
so, yeah. So, you know, like a couch so that we can hang out there. A couch and a couple chairs and a table.
Come and hang out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Donna, you want to share?
I do. I would like very much for my hand to be completely free of eczema and to
So
know
instant
what
healing for hand.
triggers it. Yes.
Perfect health for hand.
Perfect
Hand
health
is
for
healed
my
now.
hand. My hand is healed now.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, God.
Okay, so let's go online to everyone who is with us on the call here. Okay, and I go down the list how I see it here. Irina, what is your biggest asking?
Hey, I wasn't prepared. I guess I'll go for the house to be paid in 30 days.
All right.
Good.
Oh, that's
Love
our
that.
Irina.
Yeah.
You said this. So it is. Hey, paid in full in my name.
Okay.
Good. Very
Yeah, 30 days.
30 days. That's a great challenge. Go for it, girl.
That's a good one. Yeah, 30 days.
Very
Maybe
good one.
second. Everyone here seconds. Okay,
And we
Patricia.
know you're capable of that, pulling it in.
My asking is a new love in my life, a new romantic relationship. I feel like I have a lot of love to give.
Oh,
Is the why.
Oh, yay. Okay, we second the motion. Great
Absolutely.
new love.
Okay, Sue is up.
Okay, Debbie, please stop by. I'm on the way to,
Yeah.
I'd love to see you. Okay, I have two things. I am grateful that my whole family has perfect health. My whole extended family has perfect health. And that I have calm new colors for the inside of my house.
Oh, are you repainting?
Yes,
Okay, Sue.
not right now, but as soon as I can find the calm new colors.
Yeah, it's happening.
I'm not putting a deadline on it. I'm just
It happened.
actualizing that I will find the new colors and then
It's happened.
get it over with.
Joyfully.
But
Joyfully, yes.
nod
yes.
your head
Yeah.
because we're
She's an
asking
interior
God.
designer, so.
Yeah.
So everyone can second that for me. Thank you.
Everyone
Yes,
seconds,
especially
yes.
the whole house colors.
Thank you.
Okay, then
She's
we
a great
have
host.
Monica.
Debbie.
Thank you so much for joining us for the first time today. So what is your biggest asking?
Hi. Well, I have a few, and it's like a chain reaction, I guess. I'm asking for more clients, maybe some coaches, which would give me more income, which would give me more freedom
Yeah,
to like travel. I would add the travel because I really want to see family in Lithuania and being able to help them. That's my biggest
We have
thing.
two more Lithuanians in here.
we always have Lithuanians around us, always.
Skyder is I'll let you know.
Just all your.
Which one? Who is talking? Oh, hi.
Hi. I hear some accents, and it's like very, very familiar accents.
Of course, like Lithuanian people are so full of joy, so that's why we, as Receive Joy, collect all Lithuanians.
The happy country. That's for sure. Okay,
Monica,
we second the motion for more coaches and more free time for you, travel time. Excellent.
Yeah, and Monica, if you can do me a favor and give me your email address and your phone number, then in email I can send you some basic information also about this group and things like that. That would be lovely. And put you on the invite list.
Okay.
And then you get this invitation automatically on the.
So you just want me to put it in the chat?
Yeah, just put it in the chat. And you can send a private message if you like, or if you want every your information, that's also fine. I mean, we are among friends here. And trust is our main, faith and trust is our main operating modus. So thank you so much for sharing, everyone.
Yes, all right. Now we're going to get down to our imprinting.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, so we're open to page 32, and for the people that are possibly yet to have the...
Oh wait, I forgot, look, we have still Lynn here.
Oh.
We like, this list is going on.
Okay,
there's more
Lynn.
people. Yeah.
Oh, let's talk to them. Say hi.
Lynn, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what is your biggest asking?
Okay. I want to be sent to Naples for September.
Yeah. Is your microphone like open?
I think so.
Yeah.
I got headphones on. Headphones. Let me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay. Can you hear that?
We just have static on the line. Go ahead, though. We're hearing.
God hears you.
You are? Okay. I'd like to return to Naples by September.
Yes.
Lynn.
We'd love to have you back
Yes.
by September. Lynn.
Wow, Lynn. Lynn.
Yeah.
Which Lynn? All right, in September. Great. We'd love to second that motion for you back.
Okay. So now I think, let me go through the list real quick. I think we did share everyone. Yes. Thank you. So now page 32 in your focus wheel workbooks, there is this focus wheel that says, I only listen to God and my all-knowing. And if you just take a piece of paper and draw a circle in the middle and put the statement in the middle, like it shows here now. I only listen to God and my all-knowing. What we will do is we collect all the statements we can already believe about this statement. And then after we collected all that everyone put like in what they believe about already, I will lead you in a little guided imprinting
of our new views
journey that then imprints all of that in our subconscious. And we have like miraculous things happening every time we do that someone comes and like really said, oh my gosh, that helped me so much. So we always hit on someone's nerve with this kind of imprinting, and we help each other. Like once we go through all of these over 50 belief systems, we definitely have like a really good foundation.
Okay.
So what can we believe already about I only listen to God and my all-knowing? Sky?
There's here, make a focus wheel on there's pages here. Make a wheel.
Okay.
I will listen to God
and my all-knowing.
Okay, JJ, go ahead.
Make a circle. And
I am always taken care of. Yeah.
James Stephen, what can you believe about it already? About
I know
this?
that I'm being witnessed and assisted by God.
Christine.
I like the my gut feelings guide me. That was one on the page, but that's so true when I listen.
Okay.
My gut feelings guide me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Carissa and I, we made it so easy. We have like a second page. It's like some suggestions already. Okay, Debbie.
God is my comforter and provider.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar.
I am successful at all that I do.
I'm successful at all that I do.
I second that.
Yes.
Marianne, is there anything you can already believe about that?
God loves me because he made me.
Yes. God loves me
yeah.
because he made me.
Mhm.
So our spokes are filling up. So Donna, is there anything you wish to contribute? What do you believe about the statement?
Or would you?
While she's thinking, I have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know God is amazing because he provides abundance 24 hours a day.
Okay.
Yes, full service.
Full service. God provides full service. Perfect.
God is in the miracle business.
Ooh, like that one.
There's oneness that I can tap into.
The answers are already here.
Teresa, what did you say the first one you said? God is.
Oh,
In the
God
miracle
is in the
business.
miracle business.
God is in the
And
miracle.
what is the last thing you said?
The answers are already here.
I have one now.
Okay, last one.
God knows.
Yep. God knows.
The
God
best.
knows.
Go ahead.
God knows the best.
Hey, go ahead, Donna.
God stays with me even though I may not be in alignment.
Okay, so let's make that God is always with me, or
And in alignment. And keeps
Yeah.
me in alignment.
yeah, keeps me in
Oh,
alignment. God keeps me in alignment.
Anyone else online? You have something you believe already? You wish to add to our imprinting?
I do.
Go ahead.
God waits for me to come to him so that he can show me his love and compassion.
He can show compassion and love now. Why to wait?
That's her call.
How about we say God has loving compassion for me always?
Yep.
I accept God's love.
Well, so many statements on this one.
That protects me always.
Yeah, sure does.
Mm-hmm.
I am protected always.
Yep. As long as we listen to him.
Oh, that is a really amazing collection that came up.
How about
I trust in my all-knowing.
Advisor.
I trust that I am all-knowing.
We said it the last time. There was like a saying, like, oh, I know, a friend of mine. We were sitting together at the dinner table, and he's like, you know, these parents when they like look at you and say, "I told you so," or "I knew best," and I have that with myself. So I know better. You know, I always know what, and then I do something completely different. So I know I have all knowing, but just the acting on it. And then I said, okay, next time you call me, if your mind tells you something and your gut tells you another thing and you know it's right, then call me and I remind you that you said, "I told you so" to yourself. And I will be your mirror in this instant. I told you so.
All right.
Okay.
We got plenty.
So whenever we are ready, we are now closing our eyes. And before we do that, you at home, you can I mean, you can fold your hands together if you like. We here, we're going to give and receive. So we are opening one hand. So if you have someone else in the room, you can also sit together with them. Just come together here in a big, big circle, and I will talk you through the imprinting.
And pull a chair or a stool. Or...
And it's so cool. You can see in the window now that it's dark, that everyone now. It's so beautiful.
It's like a mirror.
And everyone
Wow, I
online.
love this group. Look at us.
Yeah. Everyone online, you are with us in the circle.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect.
We have always that we have both.
Oh, okay,
Everyone
so...
has both. One hand is up, one hand is down.
Perfect.
So wait, which one? This one is down. Okay, looks beautiful.
No.
Let's try it.
Oh,
Are we
okay.
going this way?
No, then we have to like.
Just keep switching now.
Which is
get it right.
which is the upper dimension.
Keep going, keep going.
It's like this, isn't
Keep
it?
going.
We're seeing. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, now
Yeah,
we have the link.
Teresa was
Okay.
showing me, left hand receives.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so now we have a perfect circle, and we can close our eyes. We sit comfortably, and we have our feet on the ground. Let's take 3 deep inhales and exhales. So inhale deeply and exhale fully. And these 3 breaths put us directly in a theta state of mind. So we have an open mind and an open heart. And we inhale love, and we exhale anything that is less than. And now imagine yourself as a ball of light inside you. So you gather all the self-particles that is in every cell of your body, and you form this beautiful ball of light. And once you gather your beautiful ball of light, you can send it out of your feet and into the earth. And while it goes deeper and deeper into the earth, it gathers all the grounding Mother Earth energy. So take all this energy with you when you come back up into your body through your feet, and disperse all this grounding energy in your body, because your body is going to stay here in this chair for now, and we are going directly up to another level with our elevator, to the highest level, the upper room, some people call it, to be right with God. So imagine your ball of light coming out of your head, hovering over your head. And now it goes up and higher and higher. And while it goes up and high, it goes also faster. So we leave our share behind, we leave our house behind, we leave this city we live in behind. And we look down at the earth, and as we go higher and higher, faster and faster, we're going out of our solar system, going out of our universe, our Milky Way, and through the whole universe, out of this universe. And we come into light layers. There's a layer of white light, a layer of black light, another layer of white light, another layer of black light, another layer of white light, another layer of black light, white light, black light, because we go faster and faster. It goes so much faster by us. And then we hit a layer that is golden light energy. And we realize that in this golden light energy, there's all the masters that help us, all the helpers and assistants, all the angels and the guardian angels and all our spirit animals, and everyone who is here to be called on all the time is there. And we go up and up. So now the next layer we are encountering is a sticky layer. It's a little sticky going through there, and it's very colorful, because this layer has all the laws in it, all the absolutes, all the principalities. So all these principles. And so we have the law of attraction there. We have the law of the gravity. And we know that some laws supersede the others. So as we go higher and higher, we go to the superseding law. So we come to a law of grace, place because that was definitely over the law of karma. The law of vibration is higher than the law of attraction. So all the stickiness. And once we come out of the stickiness, we see a vortex opening. The funnel. And we always know like the vortex we live in, just now that we consciously step into this vortex. And the opening may be a rectangular shape or circle, however you envision that. It's calling you and you go in. And you slide right through. It's like you slide through life. And this is, you know, that is everything. So we are in now. Yes. There's zero space and time, past, present, future. We only have the now. We are like, we really see that whatever we do here on earth in the physical form, we're actually in this vortex. And it's vertically sliding on like on a slippery slide. We're in this vortex. And then we go a step higher. We come out of this vortex on the other end. Because here's like basically it's a light everyone is drawn to at the end of this life experience. When we go there right away, this light. And we know that in this light there's oneness. So we are one with Creator here. We are one with everyone. This oneness drops the separation, this illusion of separation. And we see ourselves as completely dispersed in this oneness. There's zero physical form. There's only light energy. We are this light. We are this ball of light that is now mixed with every light there is, with a big light, with the Creator. And in this big light, we know everything is possible right here. And we feel amazing. It's a bliss. It's a love. It's this agape love feeling that floods us. This light floods everything because we are the light. Love and light. And this oneness has a knowing. So right here, we can make changes, quick changes for our form that sits on earth. In this physical dimension, because we are like now in this light dimension. Directly one with God. And we know we are with God all the time. However, now it's more prevalent and we just see it so clear in front of us now that we are. I am the light. And in this state that we are in right now, this perfect satisfaction, love, expectation, feeling, the perfect vibration of asking, we can command and we can declare. And this is what we are going to do right now. So repeat after me. Dear Creator of all there is.
Dear Creator of all there is.
The Creator of all there is.
I command that I know what it feels like.
I command that I know what it feels like.
Only listen to you, God, and my all-knowing.
To only listen to you, God, and my all-knowing.
Download it and show me now. Thank you.
Download it and show me now.
Thank you. It is done. It is done.
It's done.
And now feel it, how downloading, all knowing that you have it already in you, this gut feeling that makes itself known. Watch what happens in you. You might see different colors, you might see information flooding. I only listen to God. I only listen to God. I only listen to God. And my all-knowing. I have all the all-knowing. And you maybe have an aha moment about something you were wondering before. And you smile because it makes so much sense now. Or you see that the oneness is just here and everything else is an illusion. So that is another state of all-knowing. And that we play in this illusion because we came here, we accepted, we allowed. and we are responsible. We own everything. Okay, so now we read all the beliefs that we collected. We are oneness. So God waits for me to come to him. And we are here now with him, always. I'm here with God always. I am witnessed and assisted by God. God has love and compassion for me. My gut feelings guide me. I'm always protected. God is my comforter and provider. I am successful at all that I do. God loves me because he made me. I know God is amazing. God provides. He has full service. I trust in my own knowing. God is in the miracle business. There's oneness I can tap into. The answers are already here. God knows the best. I believe that God gave me an inner guidance system. I stay focused. I know what is right. God left me the Holy Bible containing instructions for a happy life. I go forth in confidence. I alone come before God in victory. I practice the fruit of the Spirit. I listen to my inspiration, leads, and nudges. God is the ultimate truth. And there's only God and me. Dear Creator of all there is, I command.
Dear Creator,
All
dear
that I
command.
That I know what it feels like and I always act on.
I know what it feels like and I always act on.
That there's only you and I.
There's only you and I.
And the oneness.
And the oneness we experience.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
It is done.
It is done.
It is done.
It is done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now show me.
Now show me.
Show me.
Now let this realization pour upon you. Only God and I, me and my Creator. My Creator and I are one. I am. I am. I am. I am the Word. I am the Word. I am the Word. Now again, look around and feel the feelings you feel right now. Remember these feelings, because these feelings is the only thing what we take with us when we go back to our earthly body and existence that we chose to be in. We take with us the love and the laughter and the satisfaction and the gratitude. So gather all your little particles and wash them again in God's love and light. Take the shower in God's love and light. And then make the conscious decision that we come back to our body here on earth. So go again through this vortex into the separation, the illusion of separation. And through the laws, that we can use the law of gravity, that we can use the law of attraction, or the other laws there are. Come through the gold layer, look at your angels and guides and thank them. Promise them to call on them every day and every hour, because they're just sitting there and waiting for you to command them, because they're here to help you. Thank you for being there for me. And I will make use of you. So I wish to have you entertained. Okay, come back to the layers of light, dark light and white light. Dark light, white light, dark light, white light. And 7 layers of that, and then we come back into our universe and our galaxy, and we head directly to Earth, which is the Milky Way, our solar system. And then we go to Earth, focus on our continent, our country, our state, our county, our street, our house. And go back right in the body, and I will say, like, please take your own, because this is the agreement you had in the beginning of time. And before you settle yourself in your body, come out your feet again, go through the Mother Earth energy, take all the grounding energy again, because we have a purpose here. We wish to be grounded for. So come back into your feet. And now disperse every single light particle that you are inside of your physical being. You can open your eyes. You can rub your fingers together, your hands. And then make the break. Okay. So thank you for joining us.
Yes, everyone. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
now use your all-knowing, and the next time we meet, we can share about our all-knowing in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That we acted on our all-knowing.
Hopefully I'll be in North Carolina.
Yes.
I want to say that the first meeting I came to here, within 2 days, we had a really good offer on 5 acres that we have been trying to sell for years.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. They are definitely closing. We are actually going to sign the closing papers like in the next few days.
Oh, yeah.
And
Very
claiming
exciting.
that it's going to close early.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we're going to lose about $225,000 on this property because we bought it at the peak. I'm not the least bit worried. I don't even care.
Right. Just always say that you're going to have more.
Oh, yeah.
There is zero
Yeah.
losing anyways.
Yeah.
It's
We're just
always,
winners.
It always comes back in a different form.
It's going to.
Well, you already got it.
It's going to, it's going to grow.
Right, and you're going to put that money into something even more exciting.
We need to really believe too that our government will. I mean, the hatred that's there, and we really need to send them love and.
Yeah, that's what we're here to just do. Be the love.
And believe that the people will come together. If
Yes.
the officials don't, but we as
Yeah,
we're all
we are.
Americans. Yeah.
And we are together. There's parts of us that always will be together, and we just have to focus on those parts.
And
that
we need to
get
believe.
along.
Yeah.
Let's share one more excitement. Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, so
What's
one
right?
more quick excitement is that we are going to do our book signing for Connect to the Light. And
June 7th.
Okay. It's Sunday afternoon from 3 to 5. And very exciting. We'll have the last
Location
book
is yet
and-
to be determined.
Yes, so we're going to see if
Maybe
we
it's
can
here.
do our clubhouse for parking. We'll see how it all goes. Otherwise, it's here or my house. So clubhouse here or my
So
house.
we have this elaborate asking for the book party. So just 3 to 5.
Should we sign that one?
Yeah, you can sign it.
Sure,
Everyone
very
can sign
happy.
it.
What
time?
You need to get
3
it
to
out.
5.
My daughter is an
Yes.
author, but she
Yeah.
writes romantic suspense. She has 38 novels out, and she's also an agent now.
Wow,
So,
that's
and
awesome. 38.
Yeah. Have to meet her. Yeah.
Yeah, gift by God, and she is spiritual.
All right.
There you are.
We,
take
we
a
have
sticker.
some stickers to put
Take
in
a
the back
sticker
of
for
your
your
book
book.
for your collection. We're starting sticker collections, everybody.
So everyone online, take a second energy and have someone else sign your askings. You
Okay,
always
I guess I'm a
sign
puppy
everything
energy
here.
lately because I have so many puppies.
But we second everything you asked for.
Take some stickers.
Yay, look at those puppies.
All right. We're
Okay.
personalized. Flip the page. It's probably one other page. All right. So remember, in the back of your book, there's blank pages. The fun is, remember, we were kids and we liked to collect stickers. We're doing things that we used to do
So
and
how do
making
we-
us smile.
How do we buy a book before someone
Yeah.
goes to South Carolina?
Yeah, we've got that.
We have
Fantastic.
Sign it.
Which one you want?
Okay.
The little monkey? I'll
Yes.
talk to you guys in a minute.
You have to sign.
Thank
Okay.
you. Next.
Okay, thank you everyone
Oh,
joining
oh,
us.
so
We
you
love
guys
you.
Just get a signature.
Bye, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Hope to see you again in 2 weeks.
Somebody